Hey, party people, what's up? Welcome back to Jacki Yaps A Lot. So, a quick reminder that if you voted for Trump, you are a racist, child rapist supporter, and you are not a good person. May your city sewer back up and violently spray shit all over your face while your mouth is fucking open. Okay, that's how we're gonna stop this shit from now on. You feel me? If you are following me on social media, you know my daily curses and you fucking love them. You're gonna get an extra one on Saturday here at Jacki Yaps A Lot. Where are we at? We're on Culture Flix. We on Culture Flix every Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. So welcome back, y'all. So last week I didn't throw out my disclaimer, and I gotta throw out my disclaimer this week. Y'all, I cuss a lot. All right? This show is not for the faint of heart. Okay, it is a black scented show. I am going to say it how it is meant to be said. You understand me? Like I say every week, if you are white, you're going to get uncomfortable. All right, if you're going to fucking cry about it, you might want to tune out. All right, but what I say every week is what? Y'all should know this by now. I encourage you to stay because once you push past that moment of discomfort, that's when the real change happens. All right. That's when you're fucking learning something. All right. So again, I got to plug my YouTube. Jacki Yaps A Lot is now, I think it was at 131 subscribers the last time I looked, but don't quote me because I forgot to look before I logged into the show. But it's getting better. So come on, y'all. You need to fucking subscribe and tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell all your friends about it. Okay, catch up on the last episodes. All right, watch them, comment, engage. You feel me? I need the show to be the fucking biggest thing on YouTube. We got really big scrubs out there on YouTube. Scrubs, all right? Scrubs kissing fucking Trump's ass and whatnot. And they got their audience is bigger than mine. Why? Cut that shit. You know what I'm saying? So tonight's episode will be on YouTube tomorrow, right? At 9 a.m. EST. So look out for it. And again, subscribe. So what I want to do tonight too, though, is I want to plug something on my website, okay? It's called Showcasing Black Excellence. If you go on my website, www.jackisacademy.com, and you go to the section that says Everything Black, and you click down, you're going to see something called Showcasing Black Excellence. And I have some dope Black entrepreneurs there. I am giving a special plug tonight or today because I just added 2 more individuals, and I ain't going to talk about them because I want y'all to go log in. I want you to hit up my website, and I want you to read about them yourself. Why? Because you're going to get their bio that they gave to me. You're going to learn about these people from their mouths, and then I got a link to their work, to what they're selling, to what they're creating, to what they're doing, all right? If you are Black and you are watching this show and you're like, shit, I want to be promoted there, hit me up. I don't charge. I don't charge. This is my duty. This is why I'm here. You understand? I will add you up there as well. All right? So make sure you hit that up. If you're white, I have a question for you. Does this sound familiar? I benefit from her labor, but I don't want to pay her. I learn from her on the daily, but I don't want to pay her. I look forward to her posts, but I don't want to pay her. I'm going to let you know that's the colonizer in you talking. Break that fucking mindset. Pay me and pay other Black folks you freely take from because we deserve it. As Kendrick Lamar said, we deserve it all. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to fade into, and I love this part, top tier minds. All right. I am back with my boy Marcus. We have another dope show planned for you. And Marcus is on location today to celebrate Black history. So what he's doing is he created a video. In that video that he created, I'm going to go ahead and put it together. We're going to add a separate special video to the Jacki Yaps A Lot YouTube channel for y'all to see. But Marcus, you're here with me. Let me know what's going on. Where are you at?
Well, I'm in the parking lot. Oh, hello. By the way, first and foremost, hello, Jacki Yaps A Lot Army. Name is Marcus Maxximista. Straight up from our location at the Horizon Event Center parking lot for the Make Me a World Black Cultural Special in Des Moines, Iowa. And I am in my car eating oxtails and rice.
Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I miss me some oxtails.
I am looking over the books I just got from Banned Books. Pardon me. And it is just, the car is smelling of Black seasoned food.
That's a good fucking smell.
We know white people don't season their food. We know that.
Bland chickens. That's what I like to call them. They're a bunch of bland chickens.
And mayonnaise, exactly, and mayonnaise. And what else? Oh yeah, and Zima. They created Zima for folks. White people created Zima. Remember Zima back in the 90s? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it's fucking salsa water in a bottle. You paid fucking $12 for a pack, man. Shut the fuck up, dude. For real. Zima. I mean, for real. For real. We had St. Ives with fruit beverage flavor, dude. That's having malt liquor with fruit beverage flavor. That is genius shit. not some salsa water that's been stale over room temperature and then put in the anyhow. Anyhow, man. One thing about Jacki, she's an educator. So she is here to educate. This channel is all about education. And she, like so many gifted, and I have a capital G, gifted Black content creators must be paid for her work because she is not regulated by the government. So she's giving us what the government has taken from us already as far as in Blackness. You feel me?
Preach.
You feel me?
Tell them about it. Preach. Preach.
Yes, definitely. Yes. So you gotta pay for that knowledge. You gotta pay for that enlightenment. You gotta pay for that eye-opening breath of fresh air, nice cool water in the face, wake you up. Pardon me. Get you going. You gotta pay for that stuff. Period.
That's right.
If you don't pay for it, you're just being a colonizer. You're doing what they do to Africa. You are taking the resources and not paying what they're valued. You're devaluing Jacki. You're devaluing these Black content creators who selfishly and voluntarily give their time to give us some sanity in this insane white supremacist society that we're in.
Preach, my man. Say it louder for the people in the fucking back.
Pay the lady. Equal pay. You pay men content creators for bullshit like Red Pill advice. Pay the lady to actually learn something that will actually get you married or whatever, get you an actual soulmate instead of getting you an STD. Right? You with me, right?
I hear you. I fucking love your analogies. You crack me up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
go ahead, Jacki. Like I said, keep preaching.
So you're on location. You got some banned books. What banned books did you get?
Oh, I got this right here. New York Times bestseller. It's a reckoning with the history of slavery across America, and the author is by Clint Smith, and the title is called "How the Word Is Passed." And I took a quick breeze through it. It talks about plantations. It talks about, it's funny too, it talks about the Whitney plantation, talks about the Monticello plantation. These are all in the South. And then it goes into a chapter called Angola Prison. And for those who don't know about Angola prison, it was at the time the most legendary, most brutal prison post Civil War in the South. That's where the chain gangs were formed because the prisons in the South, especially during Reconstruction, were designed to be like the prison in Andersonville, South Carolina. The Andersonville prison, which legendarily had 30,000 people die inside the walls during the Civil War. It was the most inhumane, brutal treatment of any human beings that were during wartime. Prisoners of war from the Union Army or black soldiers who served in the Union Army who weren't killed or massacred were sent to Andersonville Prison, South Carolina, to die. And that's the same thing that happened in Angola, where the chain gangs were made. That you had the county sheriffs with the stupid ass, little dopey, 10-gallon hats and stuff, thinking that they're bad, overweight fuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I cuss a lot too. Just letting you know, I cuss a lot too. I got a filthy mouth. Anyhow, talk kind of stuff.
No, I was saying you got. No, I was gonna say you're an educator too. You're educating us right now, and I fucking love it. I love it. Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. But that's an Angola prison is a direct correlation to the slavery plantations because the 13th Amendment didn't end slavery. The 13th Amendment just said, well, if you get convicted of a crime, you have to serve and you have to do slave labor. Well, guess who creates the laws? It isn't us. It's not us. It's white folks. They determine if you're free or you're not. I got jailed twice in my life for just being black in America. So just so the same people who go to prison on charges that we get guilty for are not working the chain gangs. They're not on the thing with people on the horses with the bullwhips and the cow prods and all of that. That's safe for us. And so anybody in today's times who support building more prisons, who support building ICE detention centers, you are, my friend, a total traitor to your people and to the movement.
Absolutely. Modern day slavery. That's all that shit is.
Exactly.
That's all that shit is.
That's one book. This is another book I've gotten. It's by Tanya Bowden, the Coretta Scott King Honor Award winner. And for those who don't know who Coretta Scott King is, she is the widow of Dr. Martin Luther King, who just passed away a few years ago too. But the title of the book is called Changing the Equation, 50 plus U.S. Black women in STEM. That is science, technology, engineering, and math. All those sectors they keep us out of. So when you think about STEM, am I right or am I wrong, Jacki?
I would say sure as shit do. And I mean, if you could go back to, and I wrote an article about this for STEM, for STEM, about you can go back to double Dutch because that shit in itself was a science. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
But you're right too, because that's where they like to keep us out of, right? They love to keep us out of that shit because of so many things. There's so many fucking reasons as to why. But yeah, keep going, my brother.
Yeah, the number one reason to why they want to keep us out of anything as far as is basically they want us to only see their faces in these positions. And when we're forced to see their faces, then that means they can treat us anyone to treat us because they want to corner the market on that. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important to hire black doctors and put black doctors in the black communities who have the same kind of education and the same kind of credentials as white doctors do. Period. End of story. Because we all both know that in America, in the richest country in the world, black pregnant mothers are 4 times more likely to die during childbirth than white pregnant mothers. Why is that? These are rhetorical questions too, because we all know the reason behind this shit, right?
Sure as shit do.
It's called racism. Racism.
Racism is built into every motherfucking institution in this country, and healthcare is one of them. I mean, they still got shit. What's wild to me is they still got shit up in medical journals, like in the schools that they're teaching, that was shit that Thomas fucking Jefferson wrote that has been debunked. And I remember learning about it, and I remember that there was like, I read a portion of it, and it was like there was one school where the doctors, like the students, they protested and they were able to get some of that shit. And it was about the kidney function test. They were able to get some of that mythology, right? That not even mythology, fucking lie, right? Right out of the journal. Yeah. And all I could think about though is, why the fuck do we gotta protest for that? If you motherfuckers know that that shit is wrong, if you know that shit, I mean, Thomas Jefferson's fucking book that he wrote, that's what inspired Samuel Cartwright. That's the motherfucker who said that we can't feel pain. That's what inspired him. And that shit is still in, like I said, medical school. They're still teaching some of that shit. That's why residents will be taught, oh yeah, Black people can't feel pain. You understand? That's why that's still there. And like I said, they know that shit's wrong, but we gotta protest to get it out. Motherfuckers, you just fucking, you get rid of it. It's wrong. What you doing? I can't.
Thomas Jefferson, George Washington had the slaves have their teeth manually extracted from them so they could have modern day dentures. Think about this for a second. Thomas Jefferson and George Washington had the slaves' teeth manually extracted. This is before anesthesia, before Novocaine, before sanitized offices, before sanitized tools, so they could have dentures. And you have this motherfucker have ideas about medicine and theories about Black people can feel no pain when he legitimately used Black people's teeth for white people's dentures.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have another whole fucking show on the founding fathers, because we could have a whole hour on that shit, because ooh.
Founding fathers, more like founding genociders, dude.
There you go. I like that. That's what we're gonna adopt going forward. I like that. I like
founding
that.
Genociders. Period. Hey man, I don't celebrate 1776 because it's not my freedom. I don't. I sit and I kneel at the national anthem. I don't care. You can sue me for whatever reason. Every time the national anthem comes off, if I'm not kneeling, I'm switching the channel. I put it on mute. I do not hear that. Sorry, I'm not going to. No, there's just no way that's going to happen.
I feel
Sorry. I mean, that's just the way it is. And the one thing about, being a person who stands on their beliefs and does not need money to do that and whatever, like what you're doing, you stand on your beliefs. I stand on my beliefs. When you have somebody pay you who's a part of the establishment because your voice has to be bought, whatever, that means you have no morals.
Agreed.
That means you have absolutely no morals.
Agreed.
So again, and I'm going to say this every time I speak, pay Jacki Yaps A Lot her tip money, because she's giving it to us raw. She's giving it to the truth. She's giving it unapologetically. And she's giving it to everybody. It's not like the channel's on private where you have to have a code and you have to go join the thing and buy some whatever. The merch and everything, all that stuff is for everybody. There's no exclusive whatever. Just pay the lady and you'll get the whole thing raw. You get everything you want.
And let me plug that really quick. If you would like to tip me, you can go right to Jacki's Academy website, www.jackisacademy.com. And there is a make an impact section, because I actually also repurpose my tips so I could do Jacki's Helping Hands, which is my program to make sure that I can get back to the community and help people who need groceries, help people who need to pay their rent, medical bills, so forth and so on. So, whoop, whoop, nice plug. All right. So we're going to hear.
Hey Jack, I don't mean to interrupt, but can I give a personal helping hands from you real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Folks, just to let you know that I'm not some person parodying. She's not paying me to do this or nothing. Jacki herself helped out a former coworker of mine at Applebee's restaurant who had issues with her rent. She has a service dog, an emotional support dog that her probably didn't know about, and then they tried to hit her with a $200 pet voucher. And if she hadn't paid that, she would have been evicted in 72 hours. This lady, who has her own life, her own family, her own bills, whatever, on my ask, on my absolute ask for a total stranger came out of her pocket for $200 so this coworker of mine could have her emotional support dog with her while she moved into a new apartment.
And I do it again.
Exactly. Your money's not going to no Molina ticket. I mean, that's something that's not being wasted like that. It's not being wasted like that. It's actually going to change lives. So go ahead, Jackie. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I had to let the people know that you actually the connection to Helping Hands was actually because someone I knew. So you help everybody. So go ahead.
No, I love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, y'all, we're going to learn more about the events that Marcus went to. Like I said, on my YouTube channel, I don't have an exact time, but I will let you all know when it's going to drop. It will be, within the next couple of days. There'll be a compilation put together so you can see what this event's about and some of the, the Black people that are there that Marcus is going to highlight. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and I'm super excited that Marcus took the time to record this event to share it with y'all, right? With the Jacki Yaps A Lot audience. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna segue into one of my favorite motherfucking parts of this show, which is twat-sauce of the week. And my man Marcus has it for us again. Who is the twat-sauce of the week? Drum roll, please.
Yep. Today's winner of twat-sauce of the week. I'm not even going to go into honorable mentions because this burnt hair, decrepit, old ass dinosaur had no competition because her actions against a sitting Supreme Court justice who attended the Grammys, and we know the only person who's not poisoned by the rhetoric, who's not a coon, she's actually a Black woman doing her thing and staying on business, is Supreme Court Justice Kinja, I'm probably destroying the name, Brown Jackson. The lady that I'm going to give this award to didn't have no competition. She ran it off like Sha'Carri Richardson down the stretch. She took it home, just saying way into the competition. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee. That bitch. Oh my goodness gracious. She is legitimately, her home state is underwater financially. Her home state is top 5 in mass shootings, school shootings as well. Her home state decided to censor and expel 2 Black congresspeople, which created a firestorm in 2024 over free speech, so much so that the Democratic lady went against her and even condemned her, and she even had people on the Republican side condemn what she did. Because she wants to be a pick-me so bad, but her old ass Trump wouldn't want to fuck her anyway. Yes, I said it.
I fucking love it.
Anyhow, Senator Marsha Blackburn is a complete waste of a congressional seat because she represents the same old Dixiecrat era that we must be way past on. Because it's not Reconstruction, even though she probably was there before Reconstruction. She could probably tell us about being around with no running water. Okay, thank you for the information. We moved on from that. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
And didn't she support Brett Kavanaugh?
Oh yes. Oh, she loved Brett Kavanaugh. It's amazing that she probably didn't maybe babysit him when he was like, I don't know, 17 years old when he was drinking underage and shit. I don't know. Brett Kavanaugh. I mean, we have to that's got to be a whole nother episode about him. I mean, honestly, the fact that he had a DUIs in college, I should say. He had blackout drunk episodes in college, and there are women who we just won't go into all that stuff detail, but it was no way in the world he should be write any laws about anything in regards to women's bodies or whatever. He should have set this one out, dude.
Agreed.
Hey, yeah, but
Agreed.
nope. Thanks to Senator Marsha Blackburn, we have to deal with him. We have to deal with her. We have to deal with Marsha Blackburn criticized a Supreme Court justice who attended the Grammys, who stood up and applauded over comments that celebrities made, which were anti-ICE terrorists, whatever. Okay, whatever. Where were you? Where were you when these same senators were calling for the hanging of Democratic Congress people? You didn't say anything about that because Trump said it because you're a pick-me, like so many of you folks are pick-me's because you want to be picked. I got an idea. Why don't you have your barber pick your hair, what's left of it, and give you a toupee, all right?
And I bet you the bitch didn't say nothing about that racist ass video that Trump made of Barack and Michelle Obama. You know she didn't say shit about that, right?
Of course she didn't say nothing about that. Like I said, Caroline Levitt said something about that, but what's Caroline Levitt in the scheme of the world? Caroline Levitt, she would have been second. She would have been a second if I would have cared. But Caroline Levitt, I will say this, and I hope you're listening, Caroline Levitt. And if you and like I said, whenever you want to retaliate, go for it. It just proves my point that you're thin-skinned and you're rabbit-eared. You are Caroline Levitt, even more shameful than Marsha Blackburn, because you are literally a sugar baby who got knocked up twice by a grandpa millionaire. End of story.
He said it, y'all. He said it right here. I fucking love it.
She's irrelevant. She's irrelevant. I'm done. I'm done with that.
Yeah, I feel you. Nah, I feel you. And again, before we close out this segment, what I will say too is that fucking orange friggin' child rapist up in the White House then trying to say it was an intern who posted the video. That motherfucker's lying, y'all, and y'all know that, okay? Just understand the motherfucker's lying. He fucking did it. We all know he fucking did it, okay? Because why? He did it because Michelle Obama's documentary is blowing up and his raggedy ass wife's fucking movie is fucking tanking, okay? Fucking tanking. That's why he did that, because Obama, right? What does he have? He has a Nobel Peace Prize, right? What does he have, right? Mm-hmm. He also has a fucking physique. You see that motherfucker, he's on the fucking water. Motherfucker got muscles. What does Trump have? What does he have? He can't see his fucking penis. All right? He's jealous. This is what happens. White people lash out because they're jealous of black excellence. And that's what's happening. That motherfucker did it, and we all know he fucking did it. So fuck you to Trump. Shit, it's racist.
Please say that again. Please say that again. Make sure, say it slowly so these rooms can understand what you just said. Please say that again.
Fuck you, Trump.
No, well, that, but before the last part.
I don't even know how.
You said black. You said white people.
Oh yeah, white people are jealous of black excellence, and so they lash out, y'all. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. He is jealous of black excellence. All right, we are still suffering because we had a black president. These motherfuckers still can't get over it. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's all that shit is. That's all that shit is. Okay, that and the fact that the man has a teeny motherfucking weenie and he angry about it. Okay? Okay. All right, so we are going to segue. Exactly. Yeah, we are going to segue now to the next segment. And this segment, I'm going to be a little bit longer for y'all. But it is, what pissed me off this week. And what pissed me off this week, y'all, with the Grammys. Okay? The Grammys themselves pissed me off. All right? And what really pissed me off was when I went on my social media the day after the Grammys and all the people within our culture and, not in our culture, all sitting there posting about the Grammys. So I want to talk about something that's rarely said plainly and bluntly. The Grammys have always needed black artists, but black artists have never needed the Grammys, y'all. And yet, for nearly 70 years, this institution has acted like our excellence requires their approval. So let's talk through these receipts, y'all. The history, we're going to talk about the history. We're going to talk about the numbers. We're going to talk about the patterns, okay? And then We're going to ask the real question. All right. And I'm talking to my people right now. Why are we still letting a white run institution decide when Black genius is worthy? You understand? All right. That's what we're going to be talking about. So here's the history. And they don't talk about this. The Grammys started in 1957. And since then, only 12 Black artists have won Album of the Year, y'all. That's 12 in almost 7 fucking decades. Okay? Now, we all know this. Black, right? Right? So now,
I did not know that.
Yo.
I did not know that.
Yo. We're going to keep going. Ready? I'm going to blow your mind even more. So we know that Black musicians, right? We know that we created the blueprint for all of the American music, jazz, blues, rock, soul, R&B, hip hop. But the Grammys treat Black excellence like a rare exception instead of the what? The foundation. And the numbers, to what I'm saying, right? The numbers back this up because between 2012 and 2020, Black artists made up 38% of the Billboard's Hot 100, okay? But they received only 26.7% of the Grammy nominations, Marcus. Okay? So what I'm talking about is not a feeling. It's not being dramatic. That's a documented disparity. And now let's talk about the snubs. The snubs aren't random. Let's go back to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. That wasn't nominated. Prince's 1999 album wasn't nominated. Kendrick Lamar lost Album of the Year 3 times. And I am not part of the Beehive, but it has to be said, Beyonce, the most nominated artist in Grammy history, lost Album of the Year 3 times before she finally won it in 2025. Now, none of this is coincidence, y'all. This is a system, okay? A system. And for decades, the Grammy used the urban, right? The urban category as a containment zone. You feel me? It was a way to say, we see you, but not there. Not in the big categories. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You understand? Tyler, the creator, right, Marcus, called that category a backhanded compliment. Do you agree?
I agree. I would even go three links further with that statement. When you just said that last part about stay in your lane, that we see you, but stay in your lane. I call that redlining.
There you go.
Music. The Grammy Music Awards are, with the urban music category in Billboards is corporate redlining of Black excellence.
Yep. I love that. I mean, I don't love that it happens, but I love the way that you define that because it absolutely is. I mean, and that's the past, right? So that's the past, and we all, and the past, right? But now we're going to talk about the present because you know I'm going to do that too. You know I'm going to do that too.
Because I'm thinking to myself that when you say the past, that means that we're getting our coins, we're getting our promotions, we're getting our recognition in the awards and everything. But I still don't see like Kendrick. I still don't see like album of the year and 50,000 votes. If I remember correctly, even though I don't hate it. Oh yeah, no, I kind of do. Jelly Roll got 4 or 5 awards.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, sorry, go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, he's almost like he's Black adjacent. I mean, he's got tattoos. He's been through trials. He's been to prison, whatever. It's like Post Malone and people like that. It's almost like we don't want to give it to them, but we want to give to people who are not necessarily like Taylor Swift. You could be white with a little bit of edge. You could be white with a little bit of soul. You could be white with a little bit of tattoos, like gang tats, whatever. But we're not going to give it to, say, like, if you give him anything, let's give it to Soldier Boy and his 14 kids and his herpes for life. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you. Exactly. So yeah. Let's segue, and I'm glad, actually, before I segue into the present, I'm glad that you brought up Taylor Swift because she was going to be one of my examples later. I mean, think about it. That bitch is mediocre as they come, right? She's as mediocre as they come. Her getting a Grammy all of a sudden makes her not mediocre? No, the bitch is still mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. So, I mean, Jesus. Okay. So the present is no better, right? So let's talk about the last few years, okay? In 2023, Beyonce's Renaissance lost Album of the Year. Now, again, these are albums that were off the charts. In 2024, SZA's SOS lost Album of the Year. In 2026, this year, Bruno Mars and Rosea's album hit APT lost in every major category despite breaking streaming records. Fans didn't imagine this bias, all right, y'all? They recognized a fucking pattern. Even the Recording Academy's own CEO has admitted that the Grammys have a diversity problem. When the institution itself, all right, y'all, so think about it. When the institution itself says, yeah, we've been racist, there's no longer a debate. But I'm talking about the Grammys. We're not debating about it. The Grammys are fucking racist. Always have been, and they continue to be. And don't forget that racism isn't just at the awards. That shit shows up on the red carpet. A Glambot director skipped the ceremony after backlash over a racist email exchange. Okay, the Grammys can't even get through the fucking entrance without bias showing up. Okay, so y'all, this is not a past problem. This is a present tense structure, and this is why I don't fucking watch the Grammys. This is why I can't fucking stand the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther, that song is genius. That song is brilliant. It's beautiful. And whether or not it won a Grammy, it ain't gonna make that song less valuable. All that was is white people saying, no, we approve this song. We approve this song. And I ain't for that. I don't need white approval. Our culture doesn't need white approval. You feel me?
I feel you absolutely. That part that you just said. Our culture does not need your approval. It has never needed white people's approval. We've never had to be excused for being living. We've never had to deal with, it's just like, you want us to see, they want us to see and entertain them, but they don't want to pay us for our time. They want us to see and entertain them, but they don't want to give us a shine. They want us to see and entertain them, but then they don't want to hear our lines.
Yep.
It's about damn time we just completely, like with BET. When BET had a Soul Train, when it had the Soul Train Music Awards, that's a Soul Train Music Awards and BET Awards, we had to do our own award show. But then again, they didn't want to put our award show on network TV. It's white supremacy is embedded in everything in this country.
Yep.
That's the whole thing about it. People don't understand. When we say white supremacy, people say, oh, it's just a myth. The Klan's dead. The Klan is like, it's not, it's a theology. And a theology, if you know what, the thing about theology, THEO, theological, that has to do with God, right? Theology.
Yep.
That means the theology is lasts, longer than mankind does.
Yep.
It's a theology. It's the way it is. That's the whole thing. White supremacy is embedded in the foundation of this country in every facet you can think of.
Yep.
From calling a kid, can I say the ER word or should I put N word? What do you want me to do?
You can say it. Shoot.
Okay. Calling a kid a nigger. A white kid calling a kid a nigger is the bottom base of what white supremacy is. But telling a black artist, and this is true, you could research this because there's a videotape out there from a record executive who said that a record company will not, and this is the reason why R&B no longer exists, rhythm and blues no longer exists, because positive rhythm and blues artists were not, when it came into white record executives, they weren't going to get paid, they weren't going to get signed unless they changed their music to glamorize and market Black death.
So let's continue this. If that's okay, I'm going to segue into this next part of this discussion because it's an awesome segue. So we're going to talk about the emotional truth, okay? So white approval is still the price of entry. So here's the part people avoid because it makes them uncomfortable. Every Grammy win for a Black artist has always been a white approved win. Because the voting body has historically been white older and disconnected from the culture they are judging. Because Black artists don't win when they shift culture, y'all. They win when the Academy decides the shift is safe. Because the Grammys don't reward impact, they're rewarding comfort. You understand? They're rewarding white comfort. And, okay, that raises a even deeper question. And like we were just saying, since when do Black artists need white approval to validate the art that defines the world? Hip hop didn't need the Grammys to become the most influential genre on earth. R&B didn't need the Grammys to become the backbone of modern music. Black artists didn't need the Grammys to innovate, to inspire, or to transform global culture. Y'all, the Grammys needed them. You understand? Every time the Academy finally gives a Black artist a major award, it's not a celebration of our brilliance. Okay? It's a sign that they finally caught up to what Black people already knew. You understand? The same thing can go back to even sports. We've been brilliant. It's when they decided to say, you know what? Now we recognize you. Now you can come play with us. You understand? That's not validation. That's delay. You understand? They can't fucking keep up. You understand? You feel me, Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
You feel it?
I feel you. I feel you, and it's like it's you know it's not even validation of our talent. It's not even celebration of our talent. It's like they tolerate it.
Exactly. And
I mean, people. I'll make this. Last point.
yeah.
We clap our hands and dance our feet when we get these awards, and everyone's supposed to make a speech. I want one time when someone wins an award to say, I thank no one but my family and my circle, and walk off the stage.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. So let's be honest. The Grammys are not a measure of excellence. They are a measure of what a historically white institution is willing to recognize. And
exactly.
Right? So if that's the case,
exactly.
If that's the case, then every time a Black artist wins, we need to stop treating it like a coronation and start treating it like what it is, a white institution finally admitting it couldn't ignore us anymore. It's not a fucking compliment. It's a confession, y'all. It's a fucking confession. It ain't a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you might as well call well, like I said, you know what? You can go one step further with that, Jackie. We can correlate that with the Catholic Church. There's only been 12 Grammy winners since 1957. A lot of these folks barely have 12 confessionals in their whole life.
Go.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Just saying. This episode is going to be fire, folks. Just letting you know. But I'm the one that's spitting my mouth, so just understand that like I said, any smoke that comes, bring it my way, because what I say, and I stand on it. And the same as Jackie, but I know I'm saying some pretty wild shit, and that's understandable, but I bite my tongue for no one, as Biggie would say.
And that's the thing is, it ain't wild, it's the truth. It feels wild to people because they can't swallow the truth, they can't handle the truth. But we're not here to appease feelings. We're here to tell the truth, and the truth is fucking uncomfortable. So, oops. But to close this out, all right? Oops. To close this out, all right? This is it. So, y'all, Black artists don't need the Grammys. The Grammys need Black artists to stay relevant. And until the institution stops treating Black genius like something that must be filtered through white comfort, every win will still feel like a permission slip. You understand? So the question,
that is deep,
right? And I'm going to say it again. I'll say that again. Black artists don't need the Grammys. The Grammys need Black artists to stay relevant. And until the institution stops treating Black genius like something that must be filtered through white comfort, every win will feel like a permission slip. Okay? So, that's why you don't hear my Black ass talking about the Grammys. That's why I ain't gonna sit there and say, oh my God, Kendrick won. That shit don't mean nothing. Because again, it's a permission slip. It's them catching up. So the question I want to leave you with tonight, it's simple. It's simple. And this is to my Black eyes, this is to my Black people. Why are we still waiting for approval from an institution that has never known how to see us? That's what I'm leaving you with.
Wow.
Mm.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm. I had to, because that shit was, I mean, every year it's the same thing. I mean, then you add in the fact that the world's fucking decaying and celebrities are up there collecting awards. It's just that institution is so corrupt, and it's just it kills me to watch our people invest time and energy and love into an institution that has never known how to see us. You understand? We don't need white approval. We've never have and we never will. These fucking award shows are garbage. That's the end of that shit.
Well, one last thing. I just want to say, try to say one last thing real quick.
Of course you can.
I'll put it up and I'll put a button on it. Remember how Michael Jackson looked from 83 to say 86?
Yes.
Okay. You remember how he looked from 87 until his death?
Yes.
Think about this for a second. Remember the Pepsi commercial?
Vaguely.
Okay, that's the one where he got his hair caught on fire and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. Think about this, folks. Think about this for Black artists who want to go into music, right? The biggest artist of all time in Michael Jackson sold out Wembley Stadium, sold out every single major arena in the world, right? He was so beloved and so accepted by white society. He bleached his skin while being the first artist in history of music to reap over $1 billion in gross sales. Sit on that for a second and think about that shit.
Powerful. We ended that segment with some deep shit. With some deep fucking shit. So we talked a lot about music, and we talked a lot about entertainment. Why? So what help me bring in this next segment, Marcus?
Yeah, I will.
Because I want to talk about something else now with Black people. So help me out.
Yeah. I honestly don't, and this is the reason why you're an educator. I have only seen Black art. I'm familiar with Black folks as either being entertainers or being activists. I don't know Black inventors off the top of my hand. I don't.
All right.
So when I go to Jacki's page, I see that stuff, and then, like I said, and she educates. I don't, she knows, and this, I'm going to pass it back to you. I don't know. So listen to your shows, looking at your content, paying for all the knowledge. I don't know these things. So please lead us with some of the Black inventors, Jacki.
You got it. Happily. So in honor of Black History Month, I'm bringing you a list of Black inventions. And we're going to start with John Lee Love, who made the portable pencil sharpener in 1897. So that little tool that everybody uses, yeah, that was Black ingenuity. Yeah, that was Black ingenuity. Okay? Mm-hmm. So now we're going to talk about Thomas W. Stewart. Okay? In 1893, our brother created the self-wringing mop. Y'all, that made cleaning smarter, faster, and way less fucking painful. You understand? So guess what? A Black man invented that shit too. Now, something that white people fear, but Black people love, was created by two Black men, James R. Sadguire and John Purdy. And you want to know what that shit is? What do white people fear? Black people love the folding chair. So we fucking created that. So we created that shit.
Oh my god, that caught me off guard right there, but that was a good way. I was just like, what? I was like, here you go. Oh my goodness, flashbacks.
Right. So next time you watch that video, remember those two brothers were the ones that made that shit possible.
Yeah, see, they put that to use as they put that to use for self-defense. Oh my goodness. There you go.
Right?
You got to get. Well, man, I didn't know that, Jackie, at all. And like I said, once again, you're an educator. You got more for us?
Oh, I got some more. So every time you brush your hair, right? You got to remember that a black woman created that. Lydia Newman. Okay, Lydia Newman. She created the motherfucking hairbrush. You're welcome. Thank her. The reason why your groceries stay fresh is because of a black man by the name of Lloyd Hall. His invention, changed the entire food industry, y'all. Okay? So that's literally the why your groceries are staying fresh. You're welcome. Black people did that. Y'all have shit. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. And I got one more for tonight. And I'll come back next week with more. This is my favorite one because, see, this is one of the things that I'm going to share before I do this one. When my girls were a little bit younger, right? I had a book. It's actually on my website, featured under children's, under Parenting Palette. There is a book recommendation that I do every month for kids. And this month I did Black Inventors, okay? It is the dopest book. But when my kids were little, I used to sit in bed with them and I used to read the book. And every time we spoke about the Black inventor, we would pause and we would thank them. So this person was one of the first people that we read about in this book. And when we read about him, I can just still see my kid's face saying thank you to this man. So it's the doorknob, right? So something that you don't even fucking think of, but the motherfucking doorknob was invented by a black man called Osborne Dorsey. But the thing was, in the book, they nicknamed him O Dorsey. So I can always still remember my kids going, thank you, O Dorsey. And it still melts my heart because I can see their little faces. And to this day, I'll just all of a sudden pop out with, who invented the doorknob? And they'll say, thank you, O Dorsey. and my kids now are 13 and 9. So yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. But I brought Black inventions for a reason, and I do it every Black History Month, Marcus. And I do it because, like you said when you opened up this segment for me, we are known for sports and for music. And when I hear that and see that, to me, it reminds me of slavery. It reminds me of Jim Crow. It reminds me of everything that white people approved, which is we entertain them. And they made that our niche in a way, entertainment. And what that did is it hid all the Black brilliance. It allowed them to erase us from history, but give us this little tidbit over here of entertainment, right? So I am not snubbing entertainment or music. I mean, you know me with Pac, you know me even with Kendrick. I love music. I appreciate music. I have an albums collection, right? I go back, right? I try to collect as many old vinyls with Black musicians as possible, but it is so important that our people, our youth, understand that literally almost everything that we have today is because of Black people. It's because of Black brilliance. And this was despite all the obstacles that were put in front of us, right? And I will even argue that there's some patents out there that are likely you have a white name, but were really stolen from Black people. So I make it a commitment of mine during Black History Month to remind not just white people but our people that we are so much more than sports. We are so much more than entertainment. We are brilliant, and we've developed and we've invented so many different things, from something as simple as the doorknob to something that we decided to use to protect ourselves, like the folding chair.
Exactly.
You feel?
That was brilliant. That was brilliant because exactly we turned that folding chair into the black fist of resistance.
And how many people, my brother, do you think, they watch that video, they show up that, and they love putting that picture up the first day of Black History, but how many people do you really think actually knew that the two dudes behind that invention were two Black men?
No, they didn't. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. And like I said, and it was, these creators, these inventors are visionaries because that, right, those folks, when they created that, was created for comfort with the folding chair because, when black people work enslave all those hours to serve white people, and they're either being homemakers and or like Rosa Parks working as maids and cleaning hotels and whatever. You can't, and we couldn't sit in the front of the bus. We have something to call our own, and that is okay. I'm going to create something so black people don't have to sit on the floor in their homes no more, or don't have to lay out whatever. They can just like sit and just decompress. And so that turned into not only an item of decompression, it turned into an item of self defense against a gang of white thugs.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
So,
yeah. So I will, next. Go ahead.
so what? So I'm just going to say this, and then you can do your thing with your outro. What you just said about reason why you bring inventions along is you are keeping us from being pigeonholed into all we do is entertain, all we do is sing and dance, all we do is hit a ball, shoot hoops, whatever. We are the backbone of the world. We are creators, we are inventors, we are doctors, we are nurses, we are leaders, we are billionaires, we are CEOs, we are Fortune 500 company leaders and founders and all that. But we are continually being um, pigeonholed into certain aspects. And it's just like we have to rise above that. We have to see ourselves as literally unicorns. White people get to put themselves and create themselves in whatever they want because they created the systems to do that. But we have to understand the fact that we're able to break through means that we're better. We've endured. They have to create laws to keep us out of these systems. They have to make policies, reverse policies that they themselves made it possible to exclude us in order to qualify for these positions that they are not qualified for. What you are doing is you're showing the world, the entire world, the world that wants to learn and to be educated on the truth that black people are not a monolith and we're not pigeonholed, that we are omnipotent, that we are everything that we claim to be, we say to be, and we prove to be every damn day, every damn hour, every damn minute, every damn second of our existence.
Mm. And that, my friends, is a beautiful way for me to end tonight to segue into a poem that I wrote. And it's called Black is Me. Black is who I am. Black is how I think. Black is how I live. Black is the fire in my belly, the warmth in my heart, the joy that rises in me. Black is my pride, my hair. Black is the air I breathe. Black is the royalty in my blood. Black is in every step I take. My creativity, my language, my brilliance, my becoming. Black is me. Thank you for tuning in to Jacki Yaps A Lot. We will see you next week. Much love, y'all.